Welcome to Volcano Talk, the series where we race cars up the Volcano Road and talk about them. Alright, we're here at the Volcano Road, and we don't want to lose too much time. Let's go. So the fun facts about the i8, well, fun facts, they're just straight facts. They're not fun facts. This one has 362 horsepower, 570 newton meters of torque, weighs around about 1.5 tons, and has a displacement of 1.5 liters. Now, it's one thing you can't really, well, a little bit, if you pay attention, is so the electric engine, the hybrid part of this car. This is more noticeable in the cockpit view. I talked a little fast there because I tried to cover up for the fact that I went over the road for about 30 centimeters. Yeah, well, what can I say? I was trying to get used to this car. I also drove this a little bit before, of course, doing this run, like I always do. But I can't tell you what it is. The rating, 789, tells me that it's the perfect rating. The slick tires on this all-wheel drive car should also mean that it is just, it should lie in corners perfectly. It shouldn't slide, but hence you just saw in the background there, it does slide. So I don't really know. I couldn't figure out while driving what it is with this car. I think it has to do something with the weight. I mean, it's not terribly heavy, but 1.5 tons isn't the lightest of all cars. I mean, if we compare it to the Stradale, which was really planted on the road. The Stradale was 1,290 kilograms with 415 horsepower, while this has 1,500 kilograms with 362 horsepower. So I think it might actually be that. Alright, a little funny story here before we go into some of the numbers and facts. Well, we already have, but some of the race numbers, let's say it that way. The school I used to go to, a long time ago at this point, but there were a few rich kids, like there is everywhere, and at Christmas they drove their, or what I presume was their dad's i8 through the street of our school. And back then I thought those guys were jackasses, let's say it that way, because, well, I mean, what can you say? When I was 16, 17, I felt very jealous that someone was driving an i8, especially someone who likes cars. Now looking back, it's a funny story to tell, and it's a funny thing to think about, because they were both wearing Santa Claus costumes, and actually, you know what, come on, how can you not enjoy life if you got lucky, right? So that's a little cool, fun story. Apparently everything is fun today. It's fun facts and fun stories. Anyways, some of the things that we're looking out for here in the drift zone, as you all know, as it is always, you try and score as little points as possible. 7,000 is already middle of the pack. Not really great, not really expected for an all-wheel drive car of this rating, so it's a little disappointing on the i8 side. One of the things I do like about the i8 is that you feel that the center of gravity is relatively low. It doesn't want to, the back or the front doesn't want to spin out, but the weight, and it's also good, it's pretty much in the middle of the car, that's what it feels like, but the weight does make it want to push more straight in corners than you expect it to. The centrifugal force, I don't know if I said that right, wants to push it out in the corners, and so that's why it comes into a slip. Next we're going to come up to the speed section, where we're trying to break the record of the fastest speed maintained within the zone, which is 151.61 kilometers by the Ferrari 360-200 Stradale. And so far I don't have the highest hopes of it beating that, but of course we're going to attempt as fast as possible. Maintaining the speed pretty well here. We should go into the corner with about 160. We do, but the speed here through the corner is pretty low, and the acceleration just isn't there here to quite make it out into those top 150 numbers, but it's fine. We're still looking at an alright time at this point, not too bad, actually, surprisingly, and I have to say at this point also this feels and handles a lot better than the Dodge Charger. Of course, you can't compare that. That's a rear-wheel drive, extremely high horsepower, heavy car, which makes it fun in its own way, but it was refreshing to drive this car. And we finish, actually, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So that was much better than I thought. Originally, I thought we were going to be 25 plus, so this makes it in the top 20% at the moment of our list of cars. And let's be honest, I didn't expect this car to be top of the top. Forza Ride points, I tell you that, but you know what I'm going to say. Who doesn't own a BMW I8 is missing a legend of a car in their garage. So this one was a must to drive. It was fun to drive. Who can't love that back end? Alright, thanks guys for joining me. See you in the next one.